Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got some new mods. Right, first up we've got Old Water Tower. This is by Team Rhineland Faz and Marcus. 7.19 megabyte on a download. You're going to find it in the construction menu. So if we go into there, it's going to be under buildings and containers. So we'll scroll along. There it is. £5 to buy. Place it down. This is going to be somewhere for you to get water. So obviously you pull up your vehicle, tanker, whatever you're using, over to that icon, then fill it up. Get some greenhouses done, filled up. Get some animal pens filled up. Older style, rusty old metal. I like that. Very nice. Right, next up is large diesel tank. This is by Flosty94, 3.69 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this in the construction menu under buildings and containers. So we'll scroll along. There we are. £15 to buy. Place it down, and obviously this is going to have a storage of diesel for you. So you click in there. You can buy it in 50,000 litres that holds 68 grand. Dear oh dear. And obviously pull up your vehicle to that point, and then it'll fill up the vehicle. What's that saying it? 125.9. £1.25. Oh, that's cheaper than what it is around my house at the minute. Excellent. Oh, I like that. Very nice. Right, next up is Deco Stones by Top Ace 888, 1.99 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these in the construction menu and under decorations and others. So we'll scroll back to the first one. Right, there we are. So we got Deco Stone Small. You can't really see them that far out. There we are. Deco Stone Small. So these are all 50 each. We then got the second one, Deco Stones Medium. We then got Deco Stones Big. Deco Stones Grey Small. And then Deco Stones Grey Big. Now, what it does say on the website is obviously you can place them down and it doesn't move the terrain and all that sort of thing, so it will go with whatever's on the go there. But you can also sell them. So you go back into there, click on that, you gotta get it highlighted like that. There you are. Sell. It's easy as that. I mean, you only got 25 back, mind you, so you got half price on the money return. Ah, that's alright. Get a bit of decoration on the go. Very nice indeed. Right, next up is Ground Stains. This is also by Top Ace 888, 5.01 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find these in the construction menu and decorations and others again. So we'll go along. There we are. So we've got the first one there. Got Ground Stain 1. Then got Ground Stain 2. Ground Stain 3. Ground Stain 4. Ground Stain 5. Then we've got Ground Stain 6. Then we've got Left Field Edge Lanes. Right Field Edge Lanes. Asphalt Cracks. Asphalt. And then Stone Debris. So again, another thing for the decoration side of it all. Again, we'll click on that. You can sell it again. Oh, that. 50 to buy, aren't they? Got 25 back. So same again as the first one. Put them down. Bit of decoration. You know, because you have like areas that your vehicles always travel over. So they're going to leave a bit of a mark. So, it's alright, that is. Right, next up is Beehive Pallets Multi-Spawner. This is by Vanquish081, 1.87 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu under animals and then bees. So we'll scroll along to the end. 400 to place down. Obviously this is going to be an area that you're going to have your honey pallet spawn into. So we've got our beehive there. Got some honey on the go. So it's going straight into there. Now obviously once this level's got filled up, the second level is going to go. I wonder if it goes up on the top. Being said, you should be able to get, what, 3 there and 3 there. Very nice. And you can pick it up if you've got the liftable pallets mod as well. Ah, very nice. I like that. Right, next up is Barn with Garage. This is by Matej Mods, 15.53 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this in the construction menu section and then under sheds. So we'll scroll along. Oh, there it is, 50 grand to buy. Obviously place it down and you got a place to store all your equipment. So we'll go over here, open that door, go in. Very nice. Come across, does that door open? Yes, it does. There we are. What's up here? Ooh, little hayloft style on the go there, especially if you've got the small bales on the go. So if we come out of that door, come round here, we've got another door we can open. Another little drive-through garage, breaker box. Turn the lights on. Open that door once you get close enough, that is. Ah, that's alright, that is. I like that, especially with all the junk out the front. It makes it look lived in. Ah, very nice. Right, next up is Old Big Building. This is again by Matej Mods, 9.78 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this in the construction menu and under sheds as well. So we'll scroll along to find it. There it is, 45 grand to place down. Obviously a bit bigger than the previous one, but nicely detailed, I must admit. I like that. It's got the lights there though, so where's the light switch? Let's try and find it. So we'll go over to these doors, open that one, then open that one. Oh, I like this, very nice. Ah, there's the breaker box. Turn the lights on. Job's a good one. Do these doors open? Yep, they do. So you've got a bit of a drive-through option on the go there. Obviously not majorly big, but you're going to be able to get some small equipment in there, definitely. Obviously you've got the two bits on the end that you don't really need to worry about going through the doors, although they have got a bit of a low roof. That being said, it's alright, that is. Right, next up is Alpine Farmhouse. This is by Omatana, 16.30 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this in the construction menu and under farmhouses. There we are, so 50 grand to buy. Obviously place it down. If you do have a sleep trigger already, you're going to need to sell that unless the map allows for multiple sleep triggers. So that's what I've done here. So you come over here, there's your sleep trigger. You can also open the door and go in. As you go in all these rooms, very nice. You can go upstairs, you can go in all the rooms upstairs as well. Also, if we spin all the way around without getting stuck, there we are. Open that up. Nice balcony. Oh, that's nice, that is. Now also, if you go into the construction menu and under decoration and others, you've even got the standard house without the sleep trigger, which is brilliant. So if we come out of that, we'll go down the stairs. If we don't get stuck, there we are. If we turn around again and go out the back door, there you are, there's your wardrobe option. Ah, that's alright, that is. Now can you go in the decorative house? Let's have a look. Yes, you can. So the houses are exactly the same. Obviously one has the sleep trigger and wardrobe option and one doesn't. That is very nice. Right, next up is Steel Sheds Pack. This is by Macca, 8.30 megabyte on the download. You're going to find all three of these in the construction menu and under sheds. So we'll scroll along to find them. There we are. So we've got the first one, the Steel Shed 2-side open. Obviously that's going to have the drive-through option for you. Then next to that we've got the Steel Shed 1-side open, so standard style shed. And next to that we've got the Steel Shelter closed with 2 doors. Very nice. No lights on that one. No lights on that one either. We come over here. You can open the 2 doors as the name would denote. There's lights on this one. There we are. You get far enough in, it gives you the option to turn the lights on. Bit of stuff in the corner. Then down the other end, for some reason I've got a tree growing through it already. Open the other door. Oh, they are right, they are. Very nice. Right, next up is the Dutch Shed Pack. This is by Reformer DMI 20mm Normandy, 16.95 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these three in the construction menu and under sheds. So we'll scroll back to find them. There we are. So we've got the machine shed, which is the big one. Then next to that we've got the modern shed. And then next to that we've got the machine shed with workshop. So we go over to this one. Open that door. Open the side door. Nice big space inside. The light option hasn't come on as soon as you walk in. Looks like there's no lights. Interesting. Okay, so we'll come out of there. We'll come round the edge. Obviously, it's the shed. Store your stuff underneath it. Then over here, you can open those doors up, like so. And there's your workshop trigger. And next to that, a bit more storage. Oh, they are, right they are. I mean, it does throw me off a little. I mean, it looks like you've got lights there, but there's no option to turn them on. Other than that, they're very nice. Right, next up is Pallet Pusher. This is by No Name, 2.11 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and under decoration and others. So we've got a few options with this. So it starts off with a 2 pallet by 7 meter. So this is going to be the length of it. You then got a 2 pallet by 12 meter, a 2 pallet by 16 meter, a 1 pallet by 7 meter, 1 by 12, 1 by 16. So that's your options for you. So obviously depending on what you've gone for, obviously you got the 2 pallet one I've got here. So you have 1 pallet there, then 1 pallet there. So depending on how wide your pallet spawn point is, obviously depends on which one you go for, whether it's the 2 pallet or the 1 pallet, and then obviously the length. So I've gone for the largest one here on the large greenhouse, and that's going to come right to the end of it. So what is this for? Obviously when you have a production chain, whether it's the greenhouse or one of the factories, you have all your pallets and they spawn in various points along this pallet spawn area. Now what this does, if you come up to it, you'll get the option there, B, Move Pusher. You can then push all your pallets together to make them easier to stack. It'll go all the way to the end. Like that. Once it hits the end, it will go all the way back. Now the thing I was thinking about with this is, yes, whilst pushing them together does make it easier to stack and you'll be able to get them moved easier with a forklift truck or whatever. What I was thinking is, if you had this whole area filled up with pallets, you could press that and it's going to push all the pallets out the way. So then it'll spawn more pallets. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Now there is a note on the website with this and I must cover. It says before pushing the pallets, stop time, or put it down to 0.5 is what I've got, because it says otherwise new pallets might spawn while the pusher is driving. So if you've got your pusher going like that, obviously it's pushing all the pallets out the way. If you've got a sped up time, then new pallets are going to spawn right behind it. So when it hits the end, and you can also stop it by the way, and it at any point you want, for more pallets to spawn behind it, it's just going to push it back. So to keep them all in one area down that end, you want to slow time down. That being said, I do like that. That is a very nice mod. Very nice. Right, next up is Bonker Silo Set. This is by Top Ace 888. 2.35 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this in the construction menu and under silos. There's a few parts to this. So you've got the original silo, bonker silo, whatever you want to call it. Okay. You then got a end wall. So the first silo is open-ended, both ends. You then put a wall in at the end, like I've done on that bit there. I put a wall there. You've then got a bunker silo wall 2, which is a big square. You then got a bunker silo tipping free area, so you put that at the front like I've done on those two, and you've then got a ramp that I've put there if you want to reverse up and then unload that way. Now all these things do snap together, but I will say toggle free mode off, because it makes it a lot easier rather than just messing around with getting it all to snap together, mind you. But I do like that, especially the ramp bit. You can reverse into there and then just unload all your stuff there. Brilliant, I like that, very nice. Right, next up is seed and fertilizer production. This is by Happy Malt, 4.83 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and under productions and factories. So we'll scroll along to find it. There we are. 30 grand to place down. Obviously this is going to make seed and fertilizer for you. So you've got your loading in point there, your pallet spawn point there. If we come around this edge, you've got your production chain menu there. So the recipes, we've got 100 wheat and liquid fertilizer. 10 liquid fertilizer gives you 100 seeds. Then you've got 100 barley and 10 liquid fertilizer, gives you 100. Is that barley? Yeah, that's oats and 10 liquid fertilizer. Then we got wheat and slurry, barley and slurry, oats and slurry, and then for the solid fertilizer you're going to need manure and water. So there you are, 480 cycles per month. If you want to start making the seeds and fertilizer and you've got some spare stuff left over from a harvest, or you've got some cows on the go or pigs and you don't need that slurry or manure for anything, drop one of these down, make yourself some seeds. Right, next is the open air gardening. This is by Omatana, 1.06 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this in the construction menu and under productions and greenhouses. So it's 2 grand to place down. Obviously this is going to take manure, what's that, solid fertilizer, seeds, water, and you can grow potatoes, strawberry, tomatoes, sunflower and lettuce. Interesting. Obviously you're going to load your water in there. There's your pallet spawn point. Now there doesn't seem to be an area for you to... Oh, you can open them up. Doesn't seem to be an icon for you to load your manure in. Now whether that's just because you just got to back into here or you load it into where the water is, I'd imagine that's probably where it's going to be. There you are. So you open those gates, you can go in, hit your production chain menu. So there's your recipes. So we've got, we can grow a lot with this, I tell you. So we'll start at the top. So tomatoes, water, lettuce, water, strawberries with water, potatoes, just water again, sunflower, just water. This is where it gets interesting. This is off the same sort of scenario as the greenhouse mod that we had. If you have the seeds and the fertilizer or the manure, you're going to get a higher output from them. So you go for whichever one you want, because obviously based on them greenhouses, putting the extra in really does get more out of it in the end. It really is worth it. So this looks like it's going to be on the same level as that. But that looks really nice. I do like that. Omatana, that's a good one. Very nice indeed. Right, next up is Tractor Triangle. This is by Dithmarsh Modding, 0.41 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under miscellaneous. Now, here's a strange thing with this. Obviously, it looks like a triangle that goes on the front of your tractor. Very nice. Okay. It's got 60 kilo weight, but on the mod website, it did have a bit of a description on it, and I translated it from German, and it says, this is a single tractor triangle and does not have the capability to attach weights or attachments. So what's the point of it? I mean, 60 kilo, that's not much of a weight to be putting on the front of your tractor anyway. That seems a little pointless to me. Obviously you can change the colour there to any one of those, but if you can't add anything to the front of it, you're basically using up the front part of your tractor. The 3 point on the front or the 3 point on the back then becomes useless. Alright, drop it in the comments below if there is something more to this that I'm not seeing, and we'll carry on. Right, next up is Drawbar. This is by Happy Mole, 0.42 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under miscellaneous. Now this is going to cost you 65 to buy. Now this is going to be, if you've got an older style tractor that hasn't got that higher horsepower, you put this on the back and you can then pull stuff you probably wouldn't normally be able to pull. That's basically what it does. Now if you go onto the section there, it's showing you two options. Now according to the website, it says automatically changes by type when attached. So this is going to change depending on what vehicle you're trying to pull behind, which is excellent. Very nice. If you've got an older style tractor with low horsepower, this could be right up your street. Right, next up is Transport Box. This is by Osprey, 2.11 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under miscellaneous as well. So it's going to cost you 400. It's got a weight of 490 kilo, and you're going to attach it to your tractor by the 3 points. So the option you got there is to change the main colour. So you go for any one of those, changes the main body. Obviously you can have this on the back or the front of your tractor just to transport stuff around. So you have like bags of seeds or fertilizer or whatever in the front of that. As a little boot, trailer, whatever you want to call it, to your tractor. That's alright, that is. Right, next up is the Lizard Round Bale Fork. This is by VR Modding, 1.37 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under the Bale Loaders section. So it's going to cost you 600 to buy, and it's a double bale fork. Obviously going to do the round bales for you. Saying that, if you can get them in the right orientation, you could probably do square bales as well. You know, make things work as it is. That's what farmers do. Use what you've got to hand. Very nice. You got some bales on the go. This could be very nice indeed. Right, next up is the FarmTech SuperFX800 manure spreader stroke trailer. This is by BGamer003, 9.75 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under manure spreaders. So this has got a 10,500 litre capacity. It's going to require 64 horsepower from your tractor, 10 metre working width, 12 mile an hour working speed, 27.5 grand to buy. So the options you got there are standard and then trailers. So that puts it up to 12,500. Now the thing is, right, if you come out to the main menu, it says there all the different things that you can put in the back of it, like it is a standard trailer. That's great. Now if you spin it around the back, the normal one it's got there, it's got that back on it. Right, okay, fair enough. Then put the trailer on it, it's still got that back on. So, is it a 10,000 litre manure spreader, or is it a 12.5? Or is it that just an option? I'd imagine it is. Then you got the wheels and tyres, usual shenanigans on the go there. Then you got the main colour, that will change the frame to go any one of those three. And design colour, again, any one of those three. So if you want a combo trailer, mind you, it does both. Manure and a trailer. Manure spreader and a trailer. That's very nice. Right, next up is the Kotti VE8000. This is by Budowek Team, 7.4 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under slurry tankers. Now, the mod website said it was under manure spreaders, but it's under slurry tanks. Anyway, we'll carry on. This has got an 8,000 litre capacity, requires 85 horsepower from your tractor, 9 metre working width, 10 mile an hour working speed, 23 grand to buy as standard. Usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. You then have design white or colour or white. That's just the name on the top. Got main colour, go with yellow. And the rim colour obviously does the rims. Now, that's got the 9 metre working spreader on the back. So you're not going to be able to get much more than that. So this is going to be on the smaller side, shall we say, of slurry spreaders. But that being said, that's alright, that is. Right, next up is the Joskin Modulo 2. This is by Budowek Team again, 12.08 megabyte on the download, and this is under slurry tankers. So this is going to have a 15,800 litre capacity, requires 150 horsepower from your tractor, 12 metre working width, and a 10 mile an hour working speed, 77.5 grand to buy. So the options are the usual wheels and tyres shenanigans. You change the main colour, we'll go with a purple. Changes all the extra gubbins. The design colour, we'll go with a pink. Changes all the pipes. And then rim colour, changes the rims. Rather nice colour combination. Obviously, if you've got some slurry spreading to be getting on with, that's alright, that is. Right, next up is the Slurry Shuttle. This is by Bayan Agra, 7.45 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under slurry tankers. So this has got a 16,500 litre capacity, and it requires 120 horsepower from your tractor. Now that is strange, because this is just a tanker. So why would you have a horsepower requirement just for a tanker? I mean, it has got the pipe on the back, but there's no attachments for anything to hook onto. There's no working width either. That just seems strange that it's got a horsepower requirement. Alright, we'll carry on. 12,840 to buy as standard. You then got the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then you've got main colour, white or galvanised, does the main tank. Design colour, red or black, does the framework. And then rim colour obviously does your rims. It's got that pivot axle on the front, which I'm terrible at reversing. That being said, if you've got a load of slurry you need carting around, that's alright, that is. Right, next up is the Coverland AB85. This is by Puzzcap, 4.85 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under ploughs. So this is going to require 85 horsepower from your tractor. 2 metre working. It's not even 3 metre anymore. We're going the wrong way. 2 metre working with. Dear, oh dear. 7 mile an hour working speed, 14 grand to buy. The only option you got is design colour. To have any one of those. Changes those bits. I mean, 2 metres. We'll carry on. Next up is the Kuhn Performer 4000. This is by Madar HR, 14.16 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under cultivators. So this requires 240 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 4 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed, 30 grand to buy. The options are just the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. That looks rather long for a 4 metre. Alright, looks nice though, very detailed. Do you like that? Right, next up is the Kuhn HR 4004 plus the BTF 4000 and the TF 1512. This is by Niku 55, 16.77 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these 3 things in 2 different sections. So the first one is the HR 4004. You're going to find it under power harrows, 100 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 4 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed, 18 grand to buy. The options you got there are design, none, track loosener, ridge marker, track and ridge marker, and then back to none. You got attachers, none, 3-point and PTO, and then none. So that's very nice, because you could do a bit of power harrowing and then pull something behind it. And then you've also got the BTF 4000. This is going to be found under the seeders. This also requires 100 horsepower from your tractor with a 4 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed. So what you could do with the first part, the 4004, you could hook that up first, have the PTO option on, put that on the back of that, 2 jobs in one. Very nice. And then to finish off the pack, we've got the TF 1512. This is going to also be found under seeders, 16 grand to buy. It's got a 1500 litre capacity. Obviously, this is a supplementary tank for the seeder. That pack's alright. Very nice. I mean, 4 metre, mind you, is on the small side, but it's okay because it's above the 3 metres, so we're alright. The options you got there are front weight 2, standard. That's your options. Right, next up is the Rapide 8400W. This is by Mantrid, 13.09 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under forage harvester wagons. So it's got a 53,000 litre capacity, 240 horsepower requirement from your tractor, and it will run at 12 mile an hour, 150 grand to buy. The options you got there are standard, extension, so that puts it up to 56,500. standard and silage additive tank, so that's back to 53, then extended back to 56.5 with the additive tank, and then back to standard. Then you've got your usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then got beacon light, no. Design 1, design 2, design 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then back to no. Change the main colour. Ooh, chrome copper. Interesting. Then design colour again. That's not really changed anything. Okay. I wonder if it's because we haven't got the extensions on. No. Let's go with a bright pink. Okay, we'll carry on. And then rim colour obviously does the rims. Ah yeah, pink rims. Why not? Oh, if you got some forage wagonage on the go, there you are, it's a new word for you, forage wagonage. It's going to be very nice indeed. Right, next up is the Massey Ferguson 2270 XD. This is by Alice Agrar Ole, 10.43 megawatt on the download. You're going to find it under Balers. So this is going to require 200 horsepower from your tractor, 12 mile an hour working speed, and it would do 180 to 240 centimetre bales. It's going to cost you 125 grand to buy. Obviously, this is going to do the square bales for you. So you've got the options there are wheel brands and the tyres, usual shenanigans on the go there. Change the main colour to any one of those. Change the rim colour to any one of those. Pretty much put that into Fendt colours with that. Massey Ferguson in Fendt colours. Oh, alright, why not? We'll carry on. Got some baling on the go. This could be very nice for you. Right, next up is the SIP Silver Cut Disc 300 FS Flow. This is by Agrar Design Austria, 7.48 megawatt on the download. You're going to find it under mowers. So this requires 61 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 3 metre working width, 13 mile an hour top speed. Now, before we start going on about 3 metres, obviously this goes on the front of your tractor. So you're going to have the butterfly mower on the back. And this bit will do the part in the middle that the butterfly misses. So the 3 metre is all right on this one. 16,720 to buy. The option you got there are design colour, got black rubber or black plastic. It's pretty much the same. Okay, you want a front mower on the go? This could be very nice indeed. Right, next up is the Dondi Discovitus. That sounds like something you go to the doctors with, isn't it? Discovitus. Alright, we'll carry on. This is by SMI Modding Team, 5.43 megawatt on the download. And you're going to find it under subsoilers. So this is 65 horsepower from your tractor, 2 metre working width. Now, before we go 2 metre working width, right, it says on the mod website, non-stock disc cultivators for use in vineyards and orchards. Suitable for tractors with power from 65 to 100 horsepower. So that is why it's small. You're going to be doing it between your vines and your orchard tree lines. Orchard tree lines? You know what I mean. Anyway, so that's why it's okay. Because obviously, once you've got your vines on the go, or your trees, there's not much space in between anyway. So you're not going to have too big an equipment to use anyway. So, 12.5 grand to buy. There is no options. That looks very nice. I mean, those springs there, that looks like something off of a motorbike. Very nice. Right, next up we've got the 980k wheel loader. This is by Ganamsk, 31.25 megawatt on the download. You're going to find it under wheel loaders. So this has got a 370 horsepower engine, 25 mile an hour top speed. It's going to cost you 200 grand. The only options you've got there are the wheel brands and the tyres. Well, that being said, that reminds me of the Caterpillar. Although I'd imagine you can't have that name in the game because of brand licensing and all that sort of thing. But that being said, that's very nice. And also with the wheel loader, we've got the 980k bucket. This has got 12,500 litre capacity. That's going to be brilliant. If you're going down the road of shoveling stuff out, like particularly from manure pits or whatever, you're going to get that done well quick. Obviously hooks up to the front of the wheel loader, but 12,500 litre capacity. It's only 1,400 to buy. That is brilliant. I do like that, particularly the bucket. Very nice. Right, next up is the Mahindra 86110. This is by, I'm going to apologise now, Holtz FS and Gian FS. 21.76 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under small tractors. So it's got 110 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed. 25 grand to buy. That's well cheap. Usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Obviously you go for whichever one you want. Then got weight and fender. No. Weight. Fender. Fender and weight. Then no. Then got exhaust. Design 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back to 1. Windows, so we've got design 2 as standard for some reason. Design 1, and then 2. So it's either tinted or normal. Attacher, design 1. It's going to be right in the back, isn't it? So we'll start off. Design 1, 2, and then back to 1. Front loader attacher, no or yes. And then you've got main colour, either red or black. And then rim colour, one of those. Obviously it is a small tractor. That's alright, that is. Right, next up we got the Massey Ferguson 4700. This is also by Holtz FS and Gian FS. 13.06 megabyte on the download, also on the small tractors. So this has got an 82 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 20.5 grand to buy. So the options are pretty much the same as the previous one. Wheel brands and the tyres, usual shenanigans on the go. Weight and fender, no. Weight, fender, fender and weight, and no. Design on exhaust, same as the previous one. Windows, again, tinted and clear. Attacher, just around the back. Design 1, 2, then back to 1. Then front loader attacher, no. Oh, this has got quickie and hour. And then no. So the other one was just yes or no. This has got 2 options. And then you got the engine set up. So 82 to start with, 92, 100, then back to 82. Rim colour, one of those 3. And there you have it. I do like those knobbly tyres on these 2 tractors though. Very nice. Right, so next up is the Case Puma CVX. This is by STV Modding, 14.97 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under medium tractors. So it starts off with a 225 horsepower engine, 34 mile an hour top speed, 184 grand to buy. Usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then you've got the engine set up to 225 is standard, 245, 260, 270, then back to 225. Change the main colour to any one of those. And change the rim colour to any one of those. All black. Why not? Right, next up is the John Deere 6010 series. This is by DB Modding, 27.49 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under medium tractors. So it starts off with a 105 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 70 grand to buy. Usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then got design, standard, left beacon light, right beacon light, 2 beacon lights, then standard. You've got extra lights, no, yes or no. Attaches, 60 kilogram front weight, 360 front weight, 560, 760, 1010, front hydraulic, then back to the 60 kilo. You then got the Starfire 6000 receiver, no, yes or no. Front loader attacher, no. Quickie again. 2 quickies on that one. Hour again, and then no. You got the engine set up, so starts off with 105. You then got 105 again. So the first one does 40 km an hour. It says 50 km an hour for the second one, but it doesn't actually change the top speed, which is random. You then got 115, 115 again, 125, 125 again, 140, 140 again, 150 again, 185 twice, and then back to 105. That's random. You got 2 engine options, but it doesn't actually change the top speed there. All right, carry on. Then you got front fenders, yes, no, or yes. And that's your options. Obviously the older style, mind you. Put that into your role play. Right, next up is the Manitou MC. This is by Kotti, 7.94 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them under forklift trucks. So this has got a 36 horsepower engine, 15 mile an hour top speed, 37 grand to buy. So the options you got there are lift mast FVD33. Then you got the FVD37, so that's going to have a higher lifting. So that's going to have the higher lifting point. You then got the 45, that's going to be higher again. Then back to 33. You got engine set up, so 36 horsepower, 50, and 36. And then you got the wheel set up. You can have twins on the front if you want. And just scroll through. Ah, that's alright, that is. Right, and the last mod for the day, this is the Auto Load Pack. This is by Rowley Christie 1 VSR Modding Sir, 9.1 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these two under trailers. So we've got an option there of pallet trailer. Now that's going to do your solid fertilizer, lime, seeds, pig food. It's also got oats and wheat there, road salt and mineral feed. And then onto the big bag trailer, you've got grape, egg, flour. I know it's all going too fast for me. So you're pretty much going to do everything else that you can. So if you come into this, you then got options, which okay, so it's got 20,000 litre capacity on the pallet trailer. Got solid fertilizer, lime, seeds, pig food, oats, wheat, road salt, mineral feed, and then solid fertilizer. So I'd imagine you're going to have to pick which one depending on what you want to load in. Then got usual shenanigans for the wheel brands and the tyres. Change the main colour to any one of those. Then rim colour obviously does the rims. Now if we go into the big bag trailer, this doesn't have the option though. Doesn't have the option of picking what you want to load into it, which is rather strange. It's got a 16,000 litre capacity, 6.5 grand to buy. The only options you got there are for the wheel brands and the tyres and changing the colour. Now that is strange. Why have a reason to decide on the first one but not on the second one? Anyway, we'll carry on. So if we come out of that, I've got one loaded up. This is the big bag version, but I have got a pallet of, what was it that I ordered? Butter. I've also got a pallet over here of sugar. That's sugar or is that flour? Sugar. Okay. So we'll jump in. We'll start her off. When you're ready, there we go. All you need to do is just pull up next to it. There we are. It's loading the butter in. And the pallet's done. Although saying that, it's saying 1,000 litres, it's got 2 boxes missing off the top, but alright, we'll carry on, it's alright. Now, there is one thing about it. Obviously we've got 1,000 litres of butter there. If we pull up next to this, the sugar, it doesn't load in. That's because you can only have one thing in the trailer at one time. So if we go over here, we'll then do RB and Y, it'll unload, puts it out the back to the side, and if we come around again, we'll load the sugar in. Put up next to it. There you are. Brilliant. So obviously you can only load one thing at a time. We'll just try that again, just in case something random happened. But no, it's not doing it. Now I've got to run over my pallet. That is brilliant. I think that's probably going to be the easiest one that we've had out so far. I like that. Definitely. And you just pull up, unload, and it drops it out to the back to the right. That is very nice. Very nice indeed. I like that. Brilliant. And just before we go, we have got a new map out as well. This is called Pioneers Map. This is by Vergamini Modding and Lost Gamer. 95.27 megabyte on the download. We'll take a look at that in a separate video, so keep your eye out for that one. That's the last mod for the day, so that's it. Done and dusted. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite, which one you're thinking of using. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.